Hi folks, welcome back to my channel where I have been for several days now going through a load of items that I have picked up at the thrift stores over the past several months and have just sort of been storing in a corner of my craft room. But I'm going through them all now and organizing them into my craft room to prepare for some new junk journals that I'm going to be working on. So these were just some art cards that I found at a thrift store that I picked up because I thought they were kind of nice and might be used. Here is a road map. I know a lot of people use maps in their junk journals and mixed media art, so I thought I'd pick up one. I think I got more than one in this haul, but I haven't looked in this bag for a long time. But look at all these fantastic patterns I got. I love vintage patterns. And this one is so cute. It almost looks like it's made for dolls, and it could be like a doll sewing pattern. And then look at this one. There's some stains on it, but I'm not very upset by like weathered things and aged things. So cute. I am bummed out by the fact that they put stickers right over the front. Hopefully that's something I'll be able to deal with. I didn't try to take that off. It looks like somebody else did. So hopefully we can salvage that. This is just funny. I guess I'm not much in the doll dressmaking and clothing making world to know that patterns exist for them, but I sure do now. Yeah, this one is beautiful. And here's a McCall's. Looks like something from early 80s, late 70s. Some of these have dates on them. You can sometimes find the dates. Yeah, 1982. But I love the colors on that. There are more patterns in here. Let's take a look at these. That looks like late 80s, maybe even early 90s. Let's see if we can find a date on this one. I don't see a date. 1988, yeah, late 80s. More late 80s. Again, that looks late 80s to me. Let's see if we can find a date on it. These aren't necessarily the vintage or like style that I like, but I grew up in this era. This is like the time when I was starting to make my own clothes. My mom taught me how to sew. Yeah, this is 1988. I learned how to sew at this time frame in 8th grade. So these are the types of patterns that I was looking through at that time. So there's some nostalgia associated with some of these, and I figured I might be able to make some fun 80s sewing patterns. Like I know I made a dress just like this. Maybe not with the bow, but definitely drop-waisted dresses like that. There's another pattern in this bag. I mean, yes. Oh, so walk down 80s memory lane there. Somebody got rid of their sewing stuff from that era. I love a vintage children's book. I love a vintage cookbook, and this is just the perfect combination of both worlds. I'm gonna like zoom in a little bit so you can see these images better in these pages. Look how cute, look her little pants. Supper cocoa as opposed to other cocoa. Doesn't seem like it's any different. Just soup. Oh, this is very, very cute. I love all of these images. Look at her getting into the fridge, her little pants. I love these colors. Yeah, this is gonna be, I'm really pleased I found this. Let's see if there's a date on this one. $19.55. This is from the Carnation Company. And that's really cute too. The cover's in really good shape. So I could probably reuse this and rebind it if I get one of those binders like this, which is on my list of things to do. I'm just trying to not overwhelm myself with too many various projects. The Modern Family Cookbook. Oh my God, doesn't that look appetizing? Oh man. Are we in a frame here? That's good. Okay, I'm gonna pan out just a little bit. So, Inscribed with Love for Mama, 1960. So this was published in 1958, but given to someone from their mom in 1958. And I absolutely love like the way that things were photographed, and just the print quality, the coloring of food items from that time and cookbooks from that time. And I love the color of this different, these different prints, these different fonts on here. Let's see if we can see some more of these photos. Love a good cake photo. These are actually pretty, I don't know, mundane compared to most cakes that are photographed in the 60s. It seems like cakes from that era are very elaborate. Let's see. Oh, my son. I know y'all are probably getting very used to listening to my son playing his video games with his friends online. Beef turnovers, beef hash. No! Oh my God. Here's some fun pastry photos. So some of these, that's really pretty. So these will probably be really great book pages and recipe cards that I can make. Not as many photos as I would like. The one that they chose is just a lot. Wow. Okay. Oh, more patterns. Let's see what else I got in here. Let's continue with the 90s theme. We have a Butterick kind of drop-waisted tie. Another drop-waisted dress. I mean, the late 80s, early 90s, man. And then I found some Yahtzee scorecards. I already have some of these, but it's hard to pass these up when you see them again. Mortimer is the name of that player on there. So there's several pads in here, quite a few. I am going to be well stocked with Yahtzee cards for quite some time. So that was a good find. Okay, what's next in this bag? This I think I got just because I loved the cover and the color of this book, and I like the width of the spine. I really love junk journals that use the original binding and cover. You know, I would cut this out, but keep the spine and the pages, the spine and the front and back page intact, and then fill it up and sew in new signatures and new pages. So I just love this color, and I don't know anything about, oh, it's Mormon doctrine. That is, I'd forgotten. So that makes it even, I love that. I love that I'm going to get to tear apart a Mormon doctrine book and fill it with something else. That's wonderful. And then this is a game that I found called Funny Bones. Let me just zoom in. Oh, I don't know if this has been recording. I got a message on there. Well, I think we're okay. Okay. A game for people who love to laugh. And I love this, like the graphics and the illustrations that are on these cards. It just has a, you know, definitely a 70s vibe to it. This is from 1968, so I don't know how I'll use these, probably as journaling cards. I think that, I don't know how, I've never seen this game, I've never played it. But that could be fun in some journals as some cards that go behind some tug spots. So has anybody heard of this game before? My family had a lot of card games in our home growing up, and this looks like something we would have had, but I've never seen it. So maybe I'll have to check it out and play it before I tear it apart or get rid of all the pieces. Okay, we have one more bag to go through for this haul. And I'm getting close to the end of my stash, which feels good. So again, another children's book, vintage children's book called After the Sun Sets. I already love how this looks. 1962. And it looks like it's a like an educational class book, like a classroom book, because it's a Peterson Basic Reading Program. So let's just flip through some of these pages. Looks like it's, no, there are color images as well. But these will be great, again, in a retro journal, in a children's journal. And it looks like it has like basic, like fairy tale stories. Like I wonder if that's Heidi. No, that's Snow White. So Cinderella, yeah. So these are like kind of your classic children's fairy tales. But I love these sort of aged vintage illustrations. They're always, they're kind of scary. I mean, did you notice, like, I don't think children's books have like those scary faces anymore.
Yeah, always.
There's Hansel and Gretel. Do you remember how scary that story was? Oh my God. The witch like wanting to eat children. I mean, fairy tales have changed, right? Thank God. This I found that there's a little local thrift store right up the street from where I live that I go to pretty regularly just to kind of, you know, peruse through and see if they've got anything new. And this was in their 50-cent bin outside, and I don't really know what it is. I mean, once was $11.99, but it went down. They like put it outside on the front porch of the store, marked down to 50 cents. All of these were this whole notebook, and I don't really know what they are. Boy dog fishing. So they're in these like sleeves, a bunch of these, and they're in individual wraps. But it's like these bags, I guess, that have these images on them, printed onto them. And the pages inside are just to show, oh, wait a second. It's not printed onto, oh, it's like really delicate. Okay, obviously I didn't really even look at this. I was just like, well, it's 50 cents. I'll take it home and figure it out. Does anyone know what this is? Is this used for like screen printing maybe? Oh, it is very, very, very delicate. I'm worried about tearing it. It is like a very thin material. I'm wondering if it's used to paint over so that you get an image on, and then you peel this up. I recently got like an acrylic gel plate, like a jelly plate, and I wonder if that's something I could use on that. I'm gonna mess with that off camera after the video is done. But if you have any idea what these are for, I would love to hear from you about that. If you could comment. But there were some vintage like looking images on here. But I figured if all else failed, like I could, I don't know, do something with. There's loads of them. Loads and loads and loads. I really would love to hear from somebody about what you think these are. I mean, they're how cute is that? So yeah, if you have ideas about that, please leave a comment and help me know what these are. And if you have ideas about what to do with that, I'd love to hear your ideas. But I've got loads of those. If you're interested in me sending you some, it's like a swap. I've got a whole bunch. So another children's book, Neighbors on the Hill, children's vintage book. This one is also like what a reading like textbook, I think, for children. So this is 1961. So this one has some really sweet illustrations in it. I am really happy with how many cute children's books that I have, vintage children's books from the 50s and 60s. I even have some from the 40s. I think that these will be really, really sweet and look really cool. And some of the journals I have in mind. And this is like in really nice shape too. These pages are nice and thick. They're a little bit aged, which I like, but not, they're a little yellowed, which I like. So, Neighbors on the Hill. Here's a piece of fabric that I really liked that, for instance, would probably look nice with some of these illustrations. The colors of that. So I love using mixed media in all of my art. And what is this? I think this was just some cool paper. Yeah, like some cool graph paper. I don't know if you guys can see those lines. But it's much larger than normal, like engineering graph paper. That would probably look really cute in some children's books too, because it looks a little bit like, I don't know, it looks kind of childish or elementary school. Has an elementary school vibe to it to me. So I have no idea what that is, but I bought it. And then here were just some cute cards. I always like to buy cards that have colored envelopes because I like envelopes that have some design or color to them. So I thought those were pretty. Let me zoom in so that you can see those. I guess that's upside down, huh? And then this, they're all the letter F. So some cards. And then, is there, oh yeah, I got this little doily, crochet doily, and it has these little raised, like, flowers on the edge. I thought that was pretty. And then I got a punch with this edging. I think that'll be really pretty to add sort of a vintage, antique feel to some of my pages. And then this has absolutely nothing to do with junk journals, but I got the Christmas Alvin and the Chipmunks. I got this just a few days after Christmas. And the reason I picked this up is A, it's in really good shape. Like the album inside is playable. But this was the album, the Christmas album that my family listened to every Christmas morning while we were opening up Christmas gifts. So I know all of these songs. And I play it with my son now on Christmas morning. Obviously not on the album, but just on, you know, our Alexa or through Spotify. But I picked this up because my brother does have an album collection, and he does play the albums, and so I'll give this to him next Christmas, and that'll be a fun gift to give him. I think that is it. Yes, we're done with this haul for today, and I think I only have one more haul before all of my items have been stored and put away in my craft room. Oh my gosh, he is so loud. So loud. I live with this all the time. I don't hear it anymore, but I'm sure all of you hear it. But I think I only have one more haul video before all of my items are organized and put away, and I know what I have now. I've got a good sense of the inventory. I've been organizing and labeling things as I've been putting them away. So I think I can get to, I'm going to start on some vintage journals, and I will be taking along with me as I do. Okay, if you have ideas about what this is, again, please comment. I would appreciate your ideas on these. And if you have a channel where you are doing some mixed media creations, junk journaling, I'd love to follow along with what you're doing. And I appreciate you following and watching this video. Okay, bye.